Hello and welcome to another episode of Temporary Australians. I'm Jonesy.
And I'm Hersey.
This is Mike, and this is what's coming up on the show today.
On Temporary Australians, we join the famous MRA Oz GP run in Cranbourne and find out why Olympian Kieran Perkins was there. Corey Ness, son of Arlen, reveals what he was doing in Australia last year. Federal MP Bernie Ripoll comes out of the closet and confesses to a long-held motorcycle passion. Jonesy talks to Rich from Bikers Australia about club life. We find out some of the best rides in the Newcastle area and why I reckon the boys from the Southern Cross Cruiser Club are good blokes. Smithy from God Squad tells us why we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. We say goodbye to the Road Warriors Cafe. I have a rant about slow speed signs on the Old Pacific Highway. And we find out what happens when 5,000 riders rode together to Phillip Island last year. Well, here I am in the main street of Cranbourne. As you can see, there's thousands of bikers who turned up for the Oz GP ride, run by MRA and the City of Casey. There's thousands of bikers here of all types, from Harleys to little off-road bikes to some classic shit I haven't seen for years and years. So I hope you stick around and have a look. It's a shame you're not here, Jonesy, but even if you were, there's so many people, I don't think I'd find you.
Fortunately, we've got good weather today, and that generally means we're going to have a good turnout. So we could have anywhere from 5 to 10, 15,000 bikes turn up.
Oh, that'll be massive. How far back are they going to marshal?
It goes all the way down the main street, around the corner and back down the side streets and that. And it usually takes a good 20 or 30 minutes for everyone to ride through when it starts.
Well, it's a massive organisational effort. Obviously, the City of Casey has put in a lot of time and effort into this.
We'd have to thank the City of Casey immensely because they do most of the logistics for the whole run. We have our volunteers that help with the traffic management, but the City of Casey is putting on the event, and it's been done for the MRA for about the last 13, 14 years.
Now, I understand you have a guest motorcycling celebrity today to wave everybody off?
That's right. As we said the other night, it's Kieran Perkins.
If you've got a chance to come to the Grand Prix, the only way to get here is the long way around. That's for sure. I think this year would be maybe the third time that I've actually ridden down, and I just love the New South Wales and Victorian high country. The Alps are stunning, and any chance I can get to ride over there, I grab it with both hands.
What sort of bike are you riding at the moment?
I've got a BMW K1200R, an 08 model.
Now, I notice the bikes are going to be marshalling in the main street. Do they actually close the whole side of the street off?
They do. The street is closed for 4 blocks, and essentially traffic is diverted up the other side of the road. So what is normally a 2-lane road going south becomes 1-lane road going north, 1-lane road going south. It involves the whole community. Everybody comes out to wave off the bikes. At 10 a.m. there's a whole crowd of people, and all the kids got their hands out so you can give them a high five as you're cruising past type thing. It's really buzz. And as you head down to the island, there's people on the side of the road just waving all the bikes down. It's really great, really big community buzz.
Even the local mayor was having fun.
We're just so grateful to have you all here to contribute to the success of the MRA GP Cranbourne Wave Off.
Bikes as far as the eye could see. Then Kieran and the mayor, up high on the cherry picker, sent everyone off to Phillip Island. Corey, what made you decide to come to Australia?
Well, for a couple motorcycles events. One, I wanted to see the new store here in Sydney, and secondly, Raleigh's in Brisbane is one of our distributors, and as well as a Victory dealer, and he's going to have a dealer show. We're in town for that, and then we're going to spend an extra week to have to play, have a good time.
So it sounds like a bit of a combination, really, business and motorcycle pleasure.
Come from a long way, and we're here this far. We're going to go ahead and enjoy some of the country as well.
It's interesting that RLNS as a company has got involved with Victory. How did that come about?
Well, my dad always wanted to get involved with one of the large OEMs, and when Victory first came out about 10, 11 years ago, we saw some opportunity there. We thought maybe we can bring something to the table. We knew they made a good motorcycle that worked mechanically and all that stuff, but we thought maybe we can help out with some of the design stuff, and it's really been a great relationship for us. When you build a bike as an OEM to how you build a bike as a custom, it's really two different things. So we were able to give them some of our 40 years of experience of being in the business, and we've learned from them as far as on a manufacturing level. And I think we make a better product now because of our relationship with Victory and Polaris. And now we're more involved with the Ness models. They give us a platform to make some changes to an existing model, and we'll make it ours. And if it's changing, if it's doing a paint. Seats, wheels, handlebars, accessories. We supply some of the parts, and then some of the parts we'll design and they'll supply.
Now, how big a part does family play? Obviously, with your dad having founded the company and your involvement. I mean, is that a significant part of what you're doing?
Yeah. Well, I've been running the company for the last 15, 18 years now, so I've been doing it for quite some time. Now we have a third generation. I have two sons. My oldest son, Zach. He's 23. He finished up college last year. He's now part of the Victory family. In fact, that's a Zach Ness model over there. And Victory, Victory wants to get more of the younger riders, involved. And Zach, being 23, he's a pretty cool, good-looking kid who likes motorcycles. And so that's another nice fit for the brand. And 3 generations in one company is a pretty cool deal.
Sure is. But what is Arlen doing these days? Is semi-retirement or is he still active?
He does what he wants to do. He deals still a lot with the press and different things. He's always building a bike. He's doing what he wants. He's doing the fun things. He rides. He loves the bikes. He loves building them. Nothing's changed, and he's in good health, so it's cool.
One last question. Australians, we're known for our quirky sense of humour, so I do have to ask you. We've heard the name Ness over here for many generations. Any relation to Elliot?
Well, we've heard that, a lot of times, yeah. Yeah, it's always a good lead to get into a restaurant or something like that, But, it's...
no relation.
No relation, yeah.
Bernie, how long have you been riding?
Well, 2 wheels pretty well all my life, but motorbike since I was probably 17.
So what did you start with? What was your first bike?
Believe it or not, I remember it. It was a Kawasaki Z250. I've had just about every bike. I've had super bikes, I've had dirt bikes, I've had a whole heap of different bikes, and right now I'm actually riding a black Vespa 250, which is a lot of fun. But today I rode the Harley, so it was great. There's not many people who are seen in politics as riding motorbikes. There's a few people. You tend to sort of, while you're doing the political life, walk away from anything that's not very mainstream. And I think what you're doing here and organising this ride with politicians and through Canberra, just to get people back into something they enjoy, something that's got great benefits. And I think that doing this actually raise those levels of awareness, particularly when it comes to safety.
Are you surprised at how many people cross-party are actually riders or pillions?
Yeah, it is a bit of a surprise because we don't talk about it, we don't see each other in that light, in that context. But every once in a while you're talking to someone and you realise they've got a bit of an interest in motorbikes, and then they sort of tell you, oh look, just on the quiet, I've got a motorbike and I ride it every once in a while. So people they're not, I wouldn't say they're embarrassed, but I'd say they're reserved about letting others know they actually ride a motorbike. And it's for all those, probably those negative stereotypes, or it's seen perhaps as something of enjoyment rather than as something of work. So I think there's a lot we can do to actually break down some of those barriers, given that there's maybe 700,000 to 1 million motorbike riders in Australia. I think there's a lot of work we can do to make sure that that it's okay to ride a motorbike, but that it's safe and that people are aware of motorbikes around them on the road.
So, getting back to Parliament,
Yep.
We really have brought you guys out of the closet, haven't we?
In a way, yeah, there's probably a better way to put it, but it's but look, definitely, it's brought people out. You'll find there's quite a few members of Parliament and senators who are motorbike riders or who have just got a passion for motorbikes, even if they haven't ridden for a lot of years. Now, once you've ridden a motorbike once, you're always going to come back to it at some point in time. It's a real love.
33 years ago, we were playing Space Invaders, watching John Travolta dance around on the dance floor, and out of all of this came Bikers Australia. Hello, Richie.
G'day, how are you, Dozy?
Well, not too bad. So, how long have you been in Bikers Australia?
I've been in Bikers Australia for about 5 years now, and loving every minute of it. It's a great club. It's been going since 1978.
Yep.
So we're 33 years. We're looking forward to our big 35th celebration, where we're going to ride south. Not everyone knows that. Oops, I might have just given that away. Eh?
Right, okay.
But anyway, yeah.
We won't tell anyone.
No, please. Yeah, big secret.
What made you want to join Bikers Australia?
The thing I like about Bikers Australia is there's a lot of clubs around. Bikers Australia, they don't care what sort of bike you ride. They don't care whether you're male or female, your age, and it's just a general camaraderie about the club. Everybody's welcome. And you can take your wife there, your partner, or you can just go by yourself.
And to join, is it hard?
No, it's not hard. We recommend that, and now we've made it a bit of a rule actually, that you spend a few months getting to know the club. We get to know you, because we want everyone to get along, and not everyone does, of course, but there's a few people out there that think they might want to belong to a club that we're not, let's say, and we respect that, and there's no point joining a club if you don't like it. So spend a few months, get to know us, we get to know you, and then that way we keep the happy family environment running along, and it works pretty well now.
Even if you ride a CX500 Honda, you can join Bikers Australia.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Richie.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Coming from Newcastle, can you tell us a bit about the motorcycle scene up there? Is it very big?
Huge, actually, yeah, heaps of motorcycles. I actually sort of grew up on the Central Coast, and then obviously once I moved to Newcastle, didn't realise how many motorcycles are actually in that area. And then, yeah, heaps of good rides up through the Hunter Valley and up through the wineries, even up around Port Macquarie and Taree, and so heaps of good riding. Harley Davidson's got a huge numbers up there, but along with all other makes and models as well. So it's awesome to get out on a weekend, and you don't realise how many bikes are up there until you sort of get out on a good day and cruise around and notice how many bikes are in the area. A lot of the guys sort of come across from Perth, and they're telling me how boring the Nullarbor was. So luckily we don't sort of have that problem up there. Like you say, Wallumbye and up through Broke and through the Coleman and all the wineries and that. It's an awesome area. So.
We had our 5 minutes in the sun. We were unfortunate or fortunate enough to be in our meeting spot, and a couple of young blokes tried to rob the place with machetes and what do you have, a samurai sword?
So that was a bowling club, was it?
Bowling club, yeah.
Regent's Park Sporting Bowling Club.
Regent's Park Bowling Recreation Club. We meet there every month, so we were there and they happened to rob the place on the night, and we were lucky enough to catch one, and the other one got caught just down the block. And then I think they've eventually caught the driver of the getaway car about 6 months later.
I noticed with the mainstream media, the way they covered that, they really made a big deal of it, because I think the stereotype is that motorcycling people don't tend to help when people are in trouble. Was that something that you guys have talked about doing, or is it just was spontaneous?
Spontaneous. It was spontaneous, mate, and I don't think whether you're a biker or not a biker or a member of any club, as I said in the media at the time, it wouldn't have mattered. We were having our meeting, our family, like all our members are family, and these two clowns put our family in jeopardy, and like anyone would, any parent, any father, any mother, anyone with any sort of family instincts would jump in and protect their family, and that's exactly what we did.
No one likes a thief.
Yeah, and no one likes a thief for starters.
No one likes a thief.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was the public reaction afterwards?
Well, it was a good outcome. We had a lot of on our guest chapbook on the website. We had people from all over the world, England, America, saying great, good to see you, doing your bit, and they're not just being seen as a motorcycle club, just rat bags. No, we're actually doing something for the community, seeing that we're just normal people like everybody else. We're not, like a breed of our own. We all go to work, we all got jobs, we all got family commitments. It was overwhelming actually.
It was really
the feedback
surprising.
we did get. But like, we didn't do it for a feedback.
We didn't do it for publicity. We did it because we just did it. That was it.
That's who you are.
We could have been a library club, and we've done the same thing.
Yeah.
Intelligent people that really think don't judge a book by its cover, because you can have a book with a hopeless cover and a tremendous story inside.
It's the same in every section of society. There's people who think badly of certain politicians, but you get to know them and you find they're totally different to their public image. And it's very much like the motorcycling community, kids on the street. Once you get to know people and know their story, then you know what they've been through, what they're feeling, and what their needs are, and it changes your perspective.
Well, I spoke at a rally once, story of Jesus healing the guy the second time. What do you see? I see people like trees walking. And I was saying that for all of us, there's likely to be some kind of people. We don't see as people, we see them as objects. And I really hit this hard. And I got this lovely letter from an old lady. She said, "You really touched my heart, you know, in that address, about the way we have attitudes towards people." But she said, "Do you see politicians as people?" Because as a throwaway line, I'd throw away, you know, back in those days it wasn't as common. Now everyone knows the joke, but how do you know if a politician's lying? He's breathing, you know. And she said, you know, "Do you see politicians as people?" I was rather rocked by that, because I'd really built up a strong case against prejudice because of people's status or appearance. And of course in the hippie days when you and I started, it was funny because all the straights, as we called them, saw us as freaks, which we eventually adopted and accepted we were freaks, and we saw them as freaks. So if you're dressed in a bag of fruit, the hippies looked down on you as scum, and if you were dressed in a bag of fruit and you saw a hippie, you thought he was scum. It was kind of funny because both sides really had the same problem.
Well, here we are on the Old Pacific Highway, just 2 kilometres south of Mount White and near the Road Warriors Cafe. It's a place that motorcyclists love to ride, and you've been on this ride so far with me and you can see how much fun it is. This section is clearly signposted at 60 kilometres an hour. What makes motorcyclists so angry is that this is a road that could clearly be 80 or 100 kilometres. In fact, anywhere else in the country, that's what it would be. So why have the bureaucrats made this road so slow? Well, clearly it's a case of bureaucracy gone mad. Over-regulation, motorcyclists just want to see it changed so they can have some safe motorcycle fun. out of Cranbourne on the MRA ride is a sight to behold.
And the City of Casey do a great job of waving that off on the Saturday. It's become a tradition. I know they had Kathy Freeman wave it off last year. I think you would have seen Kieran Perkins do it this year. Now he's a mad keen bike rider. It just goes to show that the motorcycling fraternity is from all walks of life, and everyone just gets in with the same attitude of friendliness and wanting to come here to Phillip Island.
Riding with 5,000 to 6,000 bikes is an unbelievable experience.
There's nothing better than a ride down to the island, and kind of camaraderie and the atmosphere that you get when you come down for something as major and exciting as this.
For many, the Cranbourne ride is an annual pilgrimage.
Well, we've been lucky with the weather. It hasn't rained, so it's been great. Everybody's well behaved. Nobody's chopping and changing lanes. Just getting a bit hot in the engines now because everybody's getting a bit compressed, but it's been good. Yeah, it's a real buzz. Don't miss it every year.
Arriving at Phillip Island with its beautiful view and great local reception is fantastic. All the bikes that came to Phillip Island, you wonder where they ended up? Well, here's where many of them are. Here to watch the great Casey Stoner go for the 2011 championship. It is an unbelievable experience to see so many motorcyclists together, and I guess if you haven't experienced it, you should get on your bike and come and see it. You happy with that, mate?
I'm happy with that. You know, I think you could bring a bit more to the table though, Greg. You know, just pronounce your words a little bit better.
I'll do my best. I'll go back to school next week and let you know how I do after that.
Work on it for next week when we come back with Temporary Australians. Shiny side up.
See ya.